Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you like DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift flips, farmhouse rustic decor, wreaths, and seasonal decor, you've come to the right channel. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. But today's all about under $5. And the hosts are Missy from Crafty Cove and Emily from Farm Charm Chic. And I'm your co-host this month, and I'm so excited. More about that in a minute. But first, DIY number one. So the first DIY, we're doing Farmhouse Christmas decor. So I decided to take some of these little bits and pieces that I had left over from last year. They're all from last year. So basically I spent nothing. Even the sign is from last year from the Dollar Tree. And the paper is from last year too. So I don't really count it when I got it the year before. But yeah, it's still under $5 though. So what I'm doing is I'm just took that metal piece off the top of the little ornament, and then I'm going to put this scrapbooking paper on it. I just traced it out, and I'm using a glue stick. I'm not using Mod Podge because the paper is so thin. The glue stick works just fine. So that is what I am going to do. And this is just like a music note paper, and I believe this one is Noel, I think. And next, I'm just going to take that metal piece and I'm going to glue it right back on top so that it still looks like an ornament. And then next, I'm going to be using all these little bits and pieces that I had from last year. So even the greeneries from last year from the Dollar Tree. And I am just kind of going to make like a little cluster of that snowy branch and then some of those red berries. And also I'm going to take one of these, these were part of the little Christmas collection at Hobby Lobby. And I believe I got these 50% off, so they were really cheap. And I'm going to use some red beads that I also got from the Dollar Tree last year. They used to carry the different color wooden beads. And I haven't seen them in a long time, but I had a whole big jar of them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use them this year. So that is what I'm doing. So once I got my little cluster of berries and my leaf together, I'm just going to wrap that little, it's like a little tiny ornament. And it says Noel. And I wrapped it around with some of jute twine. Now I'm taking, they sell these every year at the Dollar Tree. You get a package of them really cheap for $1. And these are the ones from last year. I have so many of them still left packages because I bought too many. So what I did is I just took the branch and I cut it in half with my wire cutters. And then I just used some white chalk paint to make them look snowy. And now I'm going to glue them down, one on one side, one on the other, my ornament. And then we're going to glue the other bunch that I made right in the center. Really easy. And then once I get that glued down, I'm going to take some more berries. And this is just like those cluster berries on a branch that they sell at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to use a little cluster from it that I picked off with my scissors. And then I use this little tiny snowflake ornament that I found. And I just glued that on there too. And now I'm going to use one of these little poinsettias that I also had in my stash. This is all stuff in my stash, you guys. Use what you have left from last year. This way you don't spend no money. That's what I say. And then what I did is I used the chalk paint again by Waverly, the white chalk paint, and I'm just doing a light dusting on them with my brush. Hardly any paint is on my brush, and I just made it look snowy. And then I'm going to take this cluster of pine cones that I have that has snow on them. They sold them last year at the Dollar Tree. And I just took one off with my wire cutters and I glued it on. And that's it. So like I said, today is all about under $5, and there will be a playlist down below, and also the hosts will have their channels down below. Make sure you go check everybody out. Now DIY number 2, and let me know which one you like the best in the comments below. So I took one of these houses from the Dollar Tree, some more little bits and pieces again from the same pick we're using. I got that ornament from actually Dollar General. And I took the backing of the little house off and I tried ripping the paper off and it didn't all come off, but that's okay. because we're going to cover it anyways with some scrapbook paper. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking my antique wax and I'm just using a baby wipe and I am painting it on to the house. So I did the outside and also the inside and then the front little part that's in the front too. And then once that dries, I'm going to take my little stencil brush from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to lightly, with hardly any paint on it, go on the edges with my paintbrush just to give it more of a rustic farmhouse look. And then once I get that on, then I'm going to do a complete, very light dry brush all over the house. So I'm going to do the inside and on the outside. And my brush is very dry. There's hardly any paint on it. And what I do is I just dip it in the paint and then I just do a little bit, you know, on the paper towel to make sure there isn't a lot on there. But if you ever like get a lot on your brush, all you have to do is use a baby wipe and it'll come right off. Or you can go over it again with the other, you know, paint that you're using, the darker paint that you're using. Or you can also, trying to think what else can you do. You could wipe it. Oh, you could sand it too and it'll take it off as well. So next I'm using the house and I'm going to trace it out on the scrapbook paper and then I'm going to cut it out and I am going to glue it down with my glue stick and then we're going to put this all back together. Now that scrapbook paper I have there, it's a pad that I got years ago. I've probably had that pad for like 3 years maybe. I don't even know. But it's like all these plaid colors. It's really country. I love it. So I got it from Michael's. So make sure you look out for their Christmas when they take out their Christmas stuff because they always have really cool scrapbook paper. And then I just glued it back on with my hot glue. And now I'm going to take that ornament and I took the string off of it. And then I'm just doing a little dry brush on the branch on the bottom. And then again, I'm using one of those branches from the Dollar Tree and I'm just doing a dry dusting on that too to make it look like snow with my white chalk paint. And then once all that is dried, we're going to start putting everything together in our house. And I love the way this little house turns out. I love doing houses like this every year. I do craft shows, so I sell a lot of these at my craft show. And people just love this type of stuff because it's not real expensive to make. So it doesn't cost a lot for you to buy like at a craft show because, you know, you don't have to charge a lot because you didn't spend a lot. And then what I do is I cut the branch in half and I'm going to put one half of it on one side of the house on the top and then the other half on the other side of the house. And then I come in with some more of those pine cones. I'm still using the same one because I don't use them all. So these last a while for me. And then I'm just going to glue 2 pine cones at the top. And then I'm going to use those little berries. That also was a package from the Dollar Tree that I had left over from last year. So yeah, this stuff, I'm just like going through my stash. And this is perfect because I don't have to spend more money to buy things. So always go through your stuff. I don't know, I put all my stuff in bins. And then when that time comes around, like now, it seems like every year though, we have to start crafting earlier and earlier. So I don't know what they're trying to do to us, but it seems like which I did just do Halloween on my YouTube channel. And now I'm doing Christmas already. It's like, oh my gosh, we didn't even celebrate Halloween yet. We didn't even do it. Like we didn't even have Thanksgiving yet, fall. I mean, you know, so it's just crazy right now, but yeah. So here we are, Christmas. But I love doing Christmas stuff, so I don't mind it. And then I put the little berries on top, and there you go. And here it is. Okay, on to DIY number 3. So this one, I am using one of these boards. It looks like a cutting board from the Dollar Tree. One of these window clings and also some Mod Podge and some white paint. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing. Once I sanded off all the glitter first, and now I'm going to paint it. I was going to try to rip the paper off, but then I said I better not because I think it was going to make a mess. Now I'm going to put some shiplap lines on it, and I'm using my I got these pencils a long time ago, I think at the Dollar Tree. They're charcoal pencils, they're called. But you could get them at any craft store too. And I'm just making the lines. I did them about 2 inches apart on this board. And it worked out perfect. So yeah, it was nice and even and all perfect. And then you just take your finger and you just rub it. That's all you do is you rub the line. And because it's a charcoal pencil, it smudges the line and it makes it look like shiplap. And that's what I love about these pencils. And these pencils have lasted me a long time. Then next I'm going to come in with my Elephant Gray chalk paint by Waverly. And I'm just going to go around the edges with my little stencil. And we're going to do like an outline of it. So it kind of, stands out a little bit more. I love doing this to most of my farmhouse decor. I just love doing the distressed look. I think it looks great and it makes everything look older, and I love that. And then I do a really light dry brush over the top. And any place I want a little bit heavier, it doesn't matter because I'm going to come in with my finger sander and we're going to sand some of that. So it'll go a little bit duller and then you won't see it. So everything will look really nice and cohesive. And then I forgot to put my lines up top, so that's what I was doing there. And then here I am with my finger sander, and like I said, I'm just sanding it, and any spots that I went a little bit too dark, I just sanded it a little more. Now I'm going to take this buffalo check ribbon that I got for like 99 cents at Hobby Lobby because the ribbon was on sale, and so it was really cheap. And this was last year I got this ribbon, so and I still have it this year. And what I'm doing is I'm just gluing a strip along the bottom because I'm going for that buffalo check look, because I thought it was going to go really well with the Merry Christmas that's on the window cling and also the truck, the red truck. You always got to make something with the red truck, right? When it's Farmhouse. It wouldn't make it Farmhouse without it. I just love the red truck. And then I'm just gluing them and securing them in the back. And now I'm going to take the window cling off. I'm using the red truck, some snowflakes, and then the Merry Christmas. And I love that the Merry Christmas wasn't connected because I thought it was. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to have enough space. But this worked out perfect because I ended up being able to fit it the way I wanted it. So it worked out perfect. And I think I got this window cling not at the Dollar Tree. I think I got it at Dollar General. So, yeah. And then I'm going to use these little snowflakes too to kind of decorate it just a little bit more. And I think this came out so stinking cute. I love this one. And then I'm just going to come out with my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge everything down. And I use my little spongy brush to smooth it out. And then I'm just going to stick my truck down, and I do that with all the other window clings on the board. And then I also do a coat on the top as well, because you want to make sure that it's nice and sealed and it's not going to peel up or anything like that. And there you go. And like I said, I love the way this turned out, you guys. But you guys got to let me know which one you like the best in the comments down below, because I love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, and then I go over the top of it. And I'm using a matte Mod Podge, which also, if your window clings are usually shiny, so the matte Mod Podge also dulls them a little bit, so they're not so shiny looking. And it looks like they're actually in the board now instead of like being a window cling. And then I took this buffalo check ribbon. This was already tied up and ready to go. I got these at Walmart last year, a whole pack of them for like $1. So there you go, guys. And now I'm just put a little piece of ribbon on top. I tied the buffalo check ribbon, and then I put a little snowflake on the end where I tied it. And that's it, you guys. Isn't it cute? I love it. Here it is. Okay, on to DIY number 4. Moving along here. So now I'm going to take 3 of these boxes from the Dollar Tree, the little drawer ones, one of those bells. Also the J and Y from the pack that you get at the Dollar Tree of the letters. Also these little figurines that I had left over. And then I'm going to use dolphin, crimson, and also white chalk paint, and the dolphin is an acrylic paint. I'm going to take the drawers out because we're not going to need them. And I am going to paint the outside of the boxes, just the outside, in the dolphin color. I love this color for Christmas. It's such a pretty color for blue. Out of all the blues, I think this one, I just love it. And so I did all the outside of the boxes in those colors. Then on the inside, I went in with the white chalk paint. And I'm going to do the whole inside, the bottom, the sides, everything with the white chalk paint. Then I am going to go back in with the chalk paint, and I'm going to use my little stencil brush, and I'm going to do just a dry brushing around the edges and also around the whole thing on the outside, just to make it look, you know, a little more rustic and farmhouse. And once I get that all done on all three of them, then we're going to take some of that glitter snow that you get at the Dollar Tree that I also had left over from last year. Everything, I might as well say, is from last year, you guys. And so, oh yeah, first I'm going to paint the J and the Y, and of course the bell's going to be the O. And I paint this with the crimson, or it might have been lacquer, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's lacquer. And then I went in with this rusted pipe color. It's from Folk Art, and it's called Rusted Pipe. And it's a rusty color. And what I did is I dabbed it all over the bell. I didn't want the bell to be so shiny. And that kind of dulled it and made it look more rustic. And then what I did is I went inside with my Mod Podge just on the bottom. And I'm going to take the snow and I am going to sprinkle it on the bottom, shake it around. And then I put a little piece of like cardstock on the bottom and I fold it in half. This way, all the extra falls over in that, most of it. And then I can just, you know, put it back in my bag. But then what I did is I took the little J and I glued it down and I held it till it stayed, and then I glued the hot glued the little Santa Claus next to the J. Now we're going to put the bell in the middle, and I'm going to put my little snowman next to the bell. So cute. And then the Y I'm going to put on the last one, and then the little reindeer is going to go next to the Y. And there are my little boxes. Aren't they cute? I love this one. And then we're going to stack them. And what I did is I stacked them kind of like, you know, not straight, just kind of a little to the side. So I didn't want them to be straight. I wanted them to kind of offset each other. And that's what I did. And then I just put some hot glue and glued them down. And this hot glue I use is Gorilla Wood Glue, so it works really well. And there it is, and it says Joy. And then I took one of these. Last year I got it, I think it was 50 cents at Hobby Lobby because it's 50% off. And I glued it down to the top. And it's just a little cluster of some winter greenery and some pine cone and some berries. And then I put some snow on the top as well with some hot glue. And that's it. Here it is. Okay, last one, DIY number 5. I love the way this one turned out too, you guys. So I'm taking this plastic plate. You get a whole package of them from the Dollar Tree. One of those round boxes, cylinder boxes. And then some more greenery, a bell, some more of the snow, ink, the black Folk Art, I was ready to say, chalk paint. What I did is I took the box and I'm going to paint the lid with the black chalk paint by Waverly, and also the bottom part of the box as well. So you're going to cover the whole thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the top of the box back on. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little bead of glue, and then I'm going to stick it down and make sure it's nice and sturdy. And then we're going to take the whole box and I'm going to glue it down to the plate right in the center. Can you guess what we're making, guys? A snowman hat. Yes, we're going to make a snowman hat, and they cost so much money in the stores, in the craft stores, and we're making it for practically nothing. So next I'm going to take the buffalo check ribbon that I had left over from last year, and I am going to glue that around the brim of the snowman's hat, because this is going to be Farmhouse. And I'm going to go all the way around and then glue it to the other end. And then I'm going to use one of these little greeneries that I got last year. It's a little green pick from the Hobby Lobby. Also was 50% off. I think these are $1.99, so I got it for 99 cents. And there's that. And now we're going to take the bell. Now, I'm going to show you how you can make a bell look rusty. So what you do is you take some Mod Podge and you smudge it all on top. And then you take some cinnamon. Yep, cinnamon. And you just sprinkle it on top, let it dry, and you have a rusty bell. Looks like a rusty bell. Super cool, right? I always find that fascinating. Okay, next, so we're taking some berries, again, from that same pick that we've been using in the other DIYs, and I'm going to glue that onto the hat. We're just making the front of our snowman hat look really, really festive. So then I did another cluster on the other side, and I mean, this stuff was so easy to make, you guys. It hardly took any time. So try it out. I mean, look at how cute, and I love it. And then I'm going to take that rusty bell, and I am going to stick that on the front as well of the snowman's hat. I thought it would look really cute and super farmhouse. There it is. And now is the fun part. We're going to take the Mod Podge. You can put as much as you want, as less as you want, whatever you want to do. I got a little carried away with mine, but it's okay. It turned out good anyway. I put a lot of Mod Podge on the top of my hat, so I had to do a lot of glitter. So I put a lot of this fake snow on top, and I think it looked really nice. So I liked it anyway. And then I, sprinkled the rest. I just kind of tipped the hat over and let the rest fall down. And then I did a little bit coming down the side of the hat. And I'm also going to do a little on the brim of the hat as well. So that's all you have to do. And you could tap it down with your finger, and then you just put it aside to dry overnight. And it's all good to go. And it looks so pretty. And this, guys, this didn't cost hardly anything. I mean, even if I had bought the stuff today, it still would have been under $5. You guys, so this is like really great. And then I did a little bit on the brim as well, because I felt like it needed something on the brim, and I felt like the snow would be good, because I didn't want it to look like a plate was there, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, they have all different kinds of plastic plates that you could even chalk paint, I mean, and make it black if you want, if you didn't want to use the kind that I used. But this was really easy, simple, and you can make a bunch of these, because you get like, I think 8 plates in a pack from the Dollar Tree. So there it is, you guys. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go check everyone out. And I want to thank you again. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.